I just thought I'd pop in and say, for those of you in America, today is the start of election season officially. And so if you're in the United States, register to vote. There's resources like When We All Vote, resources like I'm a Voter, that will help you find all the resources you need in order to figure out how and where to register and to check and make sure your registration is correct, and also to help you make a voting plan. Because in this day and age, we have so much technology, and especially with the pandemic, there are so many options of how you can vote. And there's really no excuse. You know, it's our time. We are the next generation. We have to start taking responsibility for the world we want to live in and taking charge and not letting other people make those choices for us. You know, we're mature enough and we have enough responsibility to have opinions about the world we want to see and the world we want to live in. And this year has taught us a lot about accountability and responsibility. So it's time for us to actualize that and to make those choices and make those plans. So go for it. Go forth, educate yourself, make good choices, vote, register, make a plan. That way you can be ready and you can ensure that you get your vote in time and that your vote counts. And also, if you're not in the United States, there are still so many options and ways in which you can get involved in making this world a better place. There's some incredible organizations out in the world. Whatever cause you're passionate about, whatever things in the world you think need to change, all it takes is a little bit of research and a little bit of education to figure out how you can help, how you can lend time or a hand or help use your social media to spread awareness. Because every single bit of knowledge, every single bit of good and positive energy put out in the world makes a difference. And if everybody took even 5 minutes a day to find a cause they care about, to do a little bit of research and to help a little bit, how much better could this world be? Just saying. I just want to check in and chat with y'all for a little bit, but I thought I would just put that out into the world as my sentiment for the day. Sorry to talk at y'all, but I thought I'd say hello. Hey, Eva Jane, I miss you. But anyway, thought I'd just say hello and see if y'all have any questions that I can answer as well about I'm a Voter or about anything. Does Grant actually walk really fast? I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's a slow individual, but I wouldn't say that he walks particularly at a fast pace. You have an exam tomorrow. Good luck, and I wish you all the best. Get good sleep tonight. My favorite things to do for fun. My favorite things to do for fun in a normal world are travel and spend time with loved ones. But this year has been a way to sort of creatively find other options, like Zoom Mafia, or having everything slow down. My family and my cousins are often really busy because they're all incredibly ambitious and wonderful individuals, and we don't often have time to coordinate. But we actually did this year, and bi-weekly we started doing family reunions, and it was so lovely to see everyone and just catch up. Catching up on all these questions from you guys. Let's see. Hi from France. Any projects coming out soon? Yes, actually. Untitled Horror Movie is now finished, so hopefully you guys will be able to see that soon. I'm so excited to share it with all of you. It was a fun experiment that actually turned into something really cool. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. Also, The Stand, which is the adaptation of Stephen King's novel, is coming December 17th on CBS All Access. Be ready for a crazy ride, because that's exactly what it is. It's a very, very adult project and a very Stephen King, I'll put it that way. Also, the film that Matt Daddario and I did called Push is coming soon. They're just finishing that up, so hopefully that will be able to be shared with y'all soon as well. Latest dad joke I've heard. I just heard one the other day. What was it? I can tell you guys my favorite one. It's really silly, but it's probably my favorite because it's so silly. So, what do compliments and plateaus have in common? They're both the highest form of flattery. I'm silly, I know. Hi, Maya. the other nice thing is that, we're finally starting to be able to reconnect with people at a safe social distance with masks. And, sorry, phone spaz. I finally got to see my girl Maya the other day, and it was so nice. My favorite moment is Mia. That's a really tough one. Obviously, I have to say the fight in Russia, where I finally got to fight alongside Steven for the first time, was awesome, because it was a full circle cage fight, as it were. I started in a cage fight, ended up in a cage fight, finally, when things had come to fruition. But also, Steven and I had so many heart-to-hearts near the end, as far as personally also, but as characters. They'd come so far in their relationship, and getting to sort of have these two emotionally stilted characters finally release and connect and have that moment. It was so lovely. And Steven's so wonderful. It really was great. And I can't wait for his new show. I'm so excited. Heels on Stars. Check it out. I love watching all his training stuff because I know how dedicated he is. Your school says young voters' votes don't matter. Well, your school is wrong, because every vote matters, no matter what. And that's how voting works, so I don't know what they're talking about. And I'm sorry that you're being told that. The last thing I ate, surprise, surprise, was an apple. And some coffee. So that's my day. Who else misses Shadowhunters? Me. I miss Shadowhunters every day. What else? My favorite movie. I have 3. I can never just pick one. But there's 3 that I always go to because I feel like they have a nice spread. Gilda with Rita Hayworth, Princess Bride, and Usual Suspects. Who doesn't love Little Kaiser Soze, right? Where is Dom? I don't know. I talked to him the other day, though, but at this present moment, I can't pinpoint his exact location. What game do I play? Mafia? I'm great comic relief at Mario Kart. I have a great time, but I really am generally just there to make everybody else feel good about their game because my game is not good. I just need some pointers, I think. I love Inception. Favorite book? Probably Watership Down, but there are other books that I'm going to recommend to you guys soon, I do believe. Would I rather be a vampire or a werewolf? That is such a hard question. I'm gonna go option C and say warlock because I relate to those qualities much more. Have I heard BBC is making a show of Infernal Devices? No, but that's awesome. I would watch that show. Can Clary come on that show? Can I play a Frey ancestor? What am I planning for Halloween? Eating lots of candy corn and probably making pumpkin pie. I might carve a pumpkin. I might just paint a pumpkin. We'll see. I don't know yet. I would like to do something. Maybe I'll dress up and FaceTime people. I don't know. What are we allowed to do? Do I speak Portuguese? No, but I would like to. If I had to dye my hair any color, I kind of want to go back to ginger. I don't know. I've been toying with the idea. I miss it because it's been so long since I've actually been my natural hair color. And that would be really fun. But I don't know. I'm one of those people, I don't often dye my hair for personal reasons. I only do it for work because otherwise I don't ever know what to do. I'm not that brave. I'm not the kind of person that'll just go, oh yeah, today I'm going to dye my hair purple. I admire people that can make those choices. I am not that person. But I don't know, hopefully soon I'll have a new job that I have to dye my hair for. Let's see. What shows have I been watching? What have I been watching recently? I went back and started watching New Girl again because it's been so many years since I have. Great, and I have so many friends on that show and so many people that I know now that I didn't know the first time I watched the show that now it's like an old home week. It's amazing. What else have I been watching? I've been watching Ratchet, which is so good. I've been watching Schitt's Creek, which I love. Married at First Sight and Married at First Sight Australia. 90 Day Fiancé. I got in a deep hole of. Great British Bake Off has become my soul food. And a friend also told me that there is a Great Pottery Throwdown that I'm very excited to get into because Great British Bake Off it's like soul food. It's like eating a cookie, but in a TV show. It just brings so much joy. And also it inspires the baker in me. So I have many, many ideas and many Pinterest boards of things that I want to bake now. And you learn things, it's educational and it's feel good and it looks delicious. And I just got my oven put back. For those of you that know, I've been in a weird home construction mess. But I just got my oven put back in so I can actually bake again. You guys don't even understand. It's been months since I've been able to bake. And I miss it so much. Baking keeps me sane, especially this year. And I don't know. I really need to get back to it because it makes me feel normal again. You know, you're right. I should rewatch Star Wars. It's been too long since I've seen those films. And it's also, I realized the other day I was talking to somebody about Rogue One. And it's been so long since I've watched that movie. It's so good. Anyway, I digress. I could talk about Star Wars forever. Let's see, other questions. Because I have so many good questions. Let me see. Oops, wait, where'd it go? Hold on. Oh! Wait. Sorry, I'm like, do I like Grey's Anatomy? Yes, I love Grey's Anatomy. And you can thank Luke Baines for my love of Grey's Anatomy. Is Julie a villain on the stand? Yes, she is. Not in her mind, but Julie is definitely a villain. It's always interesting going from playing characters like Clary and Mia, who have the best of intentions for the most part, to playing a character like Julie, who, when you make character choices, instead of feeling good about yourself, you end up feeling like the worst person ever and just like a horrible, gross human being because of how these I roasted some cauliflower yesterday. Does that count? Probably not. Oh my goodness, there's so many good questions. Favorite memory from the set of Shadowhunters? I'm trying to think of stuff that I haven't brought up yet. I was thinking about something the other day. You know, it's the little things. Like, there was a day that somebody happened to bring a deck of Uno cards, and it was a day that a lot of us were on set, and it was one of those scenes where, you know, it was a war room day. So we were just sitting in the institute all day, going back and forth in the war room as they moved cameras, doing the same thing over and over again. So it was a lot of just standing and talking, and you know, it's a slow day at the institute, as it were. So it gave us a lot of time to play Uno, and like some of the crew played, and it's just those little moments that really you think back on and you go, wow, we were such a family. Because we just, as much as we enjoyed working, we also enjoyed just spending time with each other and playing a simple game of Uno. You know, I don't know much about Swamp Thing, but I'm excited to check it out. What do I do in my free time? Well, you're looking at it. Also, I have been doing a lot more hiking and exploring outside and reading and working out and organizing my house of things that I have yet to unpack, because normally I travel. I loved filming in Toronto. It was one of my favorite cities, and it's so funny because you end up in these cities that you didn't choose, and you never know how it's going to be or how you're going to take to it. I'm very much a bloom where you're planted person, so I never worry too much. But Toronto really charmed me. I mean, I lived there for the better part of 4 years, and I never got sick of it, and there was always something new to do, and the local food was amazing, and the people that we met there, and the art scenes and the music scenes, and just everything that we were able to kind of discover, and all the adventures we had, it was wonderful. The last puzzle I did was the Family Guy puzzle for the 350th episode. I do have a Pinterest. It's private because my boards are just a visual representation of my brain, which is often scattered creatively with too many ideas and complete disorganization. But maybe someday I'll make part of it public. I don't know. Oops, wait, what's happening? I don't know what's happening here. Have I watched Glee? Yeah, I watched Glee all the time when it was on the air. And it's interesting because I know so many members of the cast now. But back then I would always watch, and I was a theater kid, and I always aspired to do what they did and to have that, level of skill, and especially with Harry, because I grew up a dancer. I always wanted to move the way he did, and have that kind of passion and skill and flow, and just getting to work with him was a dream. Katherine, I miss you so much. I want to come to New York and see you because I miss you. Sorry, now I'm going through these comments because I was going through the other questions. Now I'm going through these questions. How many takes does it take to get a scene done? It depends. On shows like Shadowhunters and Arrow, we usually move pretty quickly because we have a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. But there's other situations where we do. But normally it's, 2 to 3 takes, but we have multiple different shots and angles and, wide shot versus close-up and things like that to do. So it depends on the day and on the scene. Goodness, everything's jumping around. Am I reading everything? I try to. I just finally built a bookshelf. I finally made a home office, you guys. I've been in this place for so many years, and I didn't have a home office because I've never been home to have an office. But I did, and so when I went to IKEA and wandered through there with a mask and got a bookshelf and a desk, and I built it, and I put it together, and I put my books on it. It's such a nice feeling to be able to have everything and have a space. And put a desk and have a place to work. I've been working on my couch, and I love working from my couch, but I don't know. I like having my workspace. All right, I can do just a couple more minutes, y'all. And then I've got to go. I'm really procrastinating from a workout right now, so thank you guys for helping me with that. Don't tell Nuno. And he was a joy to work with. So I wish them all the best, and I wish it was not the last season. Oops, wait, where is it? Where did it go? The funniest scare that I've been through. funniest one. And it's still, and of course, Isaiah so brilliantly captured it in slow motion video. Season 1 of Shadowhunters, they locked me in my trailer because there's a way that you could put when they transport the trailers, they put the door handle over the doors so they don't swing open on the freeway as they're driving them around. So I was in my trailer grabbing something, and they shut the door and put the handle over it so I couldn't open my door, and I was stuck in there. And then eventually I gave up, and I was like, all right, they'll let me out when they let me out. I was like, fine, guys. Eventually they let me out, and as soon as I opened the door, I thought the prank was over, so my guard was down, and I'm walking down the stairs, and then Dom jumps out from around the corner and scares me. And I basically armadilloed and just screamed. And I feel really bad, but he got me so good. So there you go. There you go. That was probably the funniest one. Wasn't funny at the time, but in retrospect, I found it hysterical. Morningstar with a Morgenstern, that's right. See, I think that's a spinoff. I love that idea. Have ever been to Brazil? Yes, I came for the Comic-Con a few years ago, and it was so wonderful. I really, really want to come back and explore more. It was one of my favorite places. The food was amazing. The coffee was incredible. Everyone we met there was so, so lovely. I'm dying to go back. Do I have a podcast? No, but I love podcasts. Podcasts have just gotten me through quarantine. I love Dax Shepard's podcast, Armchair Expert. Justin Long has a great podcast called Life is Short. Wine and Crime is one of my favorite podcasts, and That's Why We Drink is another of my favorite podcasts. Those are both true crime comedy podcasts. I just found one. Oh, Andrea Savage, A Grown Up Woman is a great podcast. I also just found one. What's it called? It's Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes have a podcast that they started in quarantine, and I absolutely love it. It's so, so lovely. They surprise each other with the guests. It's so cool. I should create a podcast. That would be interesting. Would you guys like that? I don't know. I've thought about it, but I just feel like I could do a few episodes, but then, you guys would get sick of hearing me talk. Probably. All right, you guys, I'm going to do 2 more questions, and then I gotta jump off. Cat and Bob podcast. I would do a Cat and Bob podcast, but here's the problem, is that I would be the only one talking. Also the Try Guys have a great podcast called the Tripod, and their significant other with your friends, which is something that, I've been so devoid of social interaction, at least that kind of, where you get to go and have a conversation and just catch up with your friends. I've missed that, and these podcasts kind of make you feel like you're doing that anyway, so it's nice when you're getting things done around the house to just have a nice conversation playing in the background. What else? Right. One more question, and then I'm gonna jump off. Ooh, that's a great question. Okay. If Clary and Jordan Kyle had a scene together, so myself and Chai, who I don't know, for those Shadowhunters folks out there, Chai and I realized when we were shooting the Shadowhunters finale that the two of us never had a scene together. We spent so much time together offset, but we never had a scene. Clary and Jordan never interacted, which is bizarre to me, to both of us. So I think if they had a scene together, it would probably have something to do with Simon, and it would probably have something to do with uniting the Shadow World in some way. Some mission of sorts, I'm sure. But I think those two would have had a lot of fun together. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to this impromptu session. And thank you for being amazing and for making a difference in this world. I'm continually inspired by all the work you guys are doing, all the activism you guys are doing, and the way in which you use your voices for good. So thank you, and please continue to do that. Check out I'm a Voter and Why We All Vote if you're here in the United States. Make your voting plan, register to vote, make your voice heard. It's our time, folks. Be well, and I wish you all the best.